Alright guys, this is Mark with junglelifeherbs.com, and we just wanted to make this video in lieu of the devastation that many families are going through right now with these brush fires and forest fires. It's an amazing and very frightening experience, as we had a chance to experience firsthand when we decided to expand our gardens, and we were going to burn that area instead because we didn't want to fork that area up. And on this particular day, we thought that everything was going to be great. But little did we know that, we were just not prepared. And then, we were just trying to, get the video ready so that we could see what, film what was going on in our progress so that we could put it on YouTube and all that. And we almost lost everything that day. As you will see, look at what
Now we're getting
happened
ready
as we started to put
light
this
up
whole
this
thing
thing.
together.
See how it work. So we have our bushes here. This grass is very dry. As you can see, the grass is very dry, so it's windy though. So that's why we made the perimeter all the way around. So we're gonna light all this stuff right here. As you can see, and here stuff is very crinkly. So we're gonna light this and see how that work out. All right.
Now, when you look at what we did, it was just crazy because, first of all, those perimeters were supposed to be like 5 feet wide so that there was no place for the fire to go once it got to the edge. I didn't think about the fact that it's going to be able to jump that little area because why? The breeze wasn't blowing at the time when I dug that little embankment there. And then once we lit the fire, the breeze took off and it was just blowing like crazy. And before we knew it, it had jumped the embankment. I almost got burned. Mr. Wilson almost got burned, and the fire just took over the entire area and burnt up the entire land, burnt up the some of the we had thousands of damage with pine trees. Some pine trees were lost and some we didn't, and that's the fire. As soon as we lit it, that's what started to happen. It was really crazy. In less than 10 minutes, we this whole 4 acres of land had burnt completely to a crisp, and only some sections were saved. Some of the pine trees didn't go up in smoke, so we were very fortunate. But it was amazing how quickly this happened, and it was frightening to know that this could happen because I'd seen it on TV but
This
never
is what
knew it could
happened this
happen
morning.
to
This is a
us.
house,
And it did.
right? And this is what happened when we almost lost everything. We had a fire, and the fire came that close to the house, right? It burned all of that area. We were so fortunate the fire burned and it didn't burn our well. Okay? You can see that was some heavy fire. Burned the well. Burned the grass. It burned all of this area right up there to the house, just within feet. It burned all the way out to that end. You can see, I mean, it just burned. It was really crazy how something got out of hand that quickly. And I'm telling you, it was frightening. It burned all the way out to the road, burned through the gate, almost burned all it burned the pine trees, but only partially. Right? It burned all 4 acres. Just burned it up. It was just a miracle. The Father just looked out and said, I'm going to save these fools. Alright? But look, this is where the fire stopped. That's the house right there. Very scary. Right? This is where the fire stopped right here on this side. This is the house. Very scary. And it was headed for that other house. That would have been really, really a problem. See, we almost lost everything. Just like that. So, we must be doing something good. Because 4 acres, it burned all the way out to the street. All the way out to the street.
Now, as you
Almost
can see
lost it
right
all.
there,
Almost.
the house, the air conditioning, all that stuff almost went up in flames. So we could have lost both homes on in one day. It was just amazing to know that we did not fall, into, fall prey to that happening to us. There must be a God, because that's the only thing that saved us. Because when that fire took off, we had no way of controlling it in any way, shape, or form. And when you look at the devastation of how it just, and this all happened in less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that thing, it was over and done with. Here you're looking at some footage of it burned right through to the road. The fire came right to the edge of the road. If this road had not been here, we would have set our whole neighborhood on fire. We would have made news for sure, because we're not only new to the block, then we would have been the people known for coming and burning down the place. I mean, it burnt the pine trees, it burnt all the grass, it burnt every single bush that was, close to ground level, and burned right out to the road. That was the scary part. Was not only were we going to burn down because of carelessness, we were going to just burn down our place. We were going to burn down everybody else's place too. And this was one of those situations where we were so, concentrating on making a YouTube video to show our progress and all, that we slacked off and let become very careless. And to tell you, we to this day do not know why the fire stopped where it did stop, because when you look at the ground, as you can see, there's no reason why it didn't continue to burn to the house. There is no reason why it didn't pass this part of the fence right here and just continue over into the other bushes over on the other side. There's nothing to show why we were spared, but we were spared, and we learned from that. It was a really scary time. So when you see all these people in the Midwest and California, and they're going through all the fire and losing their homes, and having such a hard time, please send some well wishes out to them, because we could have been telling you the same story. We could have burnt our entire farm down, burnt down all the homes, burnt down all the sheds, burnt down the entire neighborhood, and that's what would have happened if the God above didn't step in and say, okay, I'm not gonna let that happen today, because we had nothing to do as far as control. It was out of control, out of our hands. All we could do was stand and watch, and to be able to tell you that this happened. 4 acres of land, we set it on fire, and we not only lived to tell the tale, but did not have any damage to where we were set back in any major way. Is amazing. I mean, just look at what that fire did. It went completely out to the road. It was ready to burn everything. So we were quite fortunate, and we know that we're here to do something very good. So keep supporting us. We really appreciate it. All we can say is, remember, junglelifeherbs.com, putting you and nature back together. Thank you so much.